Well, good morning, everyone. This is Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. We actually have power this morning, so we're going to see how far we can go. So come on in the room, people, come on in the room and hang out with us on today. It is Thursday, February the 3rd, 2022, and it's time for the headline news. So come on in the room, people, come on in the room this morning. I realize that some of you may be asleep. And that is okay if you are sleeping. But if you are awake, come on in and hang out with us. I am your host, Gail Dudley. What's up, Ron Robinson? What's the weather like your way? Because over here, it's nothing but a sheet of ice. Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Latrice Jones. What's up? Good morning, Diane Ladybug. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, Patricia Lyles. Oh, y'all are awake. That's what I'm talking about. It is Thursday morning. I heard the ice hitting the windows throughout the evening and a lot this morning. Good morning, Deborah Johnson. I hear you stuck, girl, but you're going to get home soon. Good morning, John Gordon. Nothing but ice. I'm telling you. It's funny. My husband was taking the trash bin to the end. I was like, you're going to fall and break your neck. And he just slid all the way down the driveway and then went through the grass to come back. I said, you better be careful. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning, Kenny Stanley. Good morning, Jeffrey Allen James. Good morning, Kim Edmondson. Y'all not playing. Y'all awake. That's what I'm talking about. I am so happy that you are joining us today. This is Thursday. This is where we have a lot of fun, but I have a lot of news this morning as well. Hey, y'all, listen. What's his name? Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, but some of y'all were already commenting on that yesterday as I was going through the news. So they say 6 more weeks of winter. Now, let me clarify something. I said to you all, I wanted snow. I did not ask for the ice. I asked for snow. But y'all be careful out there. Be careful out there with what's going on. I see y'all in here, but y'all know what we do. Let's get this party started. Lee, now who's Buckeye Chuck? Who is Buckeye Chuck? You got to tell. I have never heard of Buckeye Chuck. So what did Buckeye Chuck say? There's no more winter. What's going on? You got to fill us in on that. And if you are listening in on audio, you can always go to the Facebook page, which is News in Motion /Facebook. Facebook.com /News in Motion and see the chat and see what's in there. I see you, Patricia Newton. She says, good morning, Gail and News in Motion. Happy, thankful Thursday to all. I can't even talk. See, be safe and stay warm. Yes, be safe and stay warm. All right, y'all, here's the daily briefing. Are y'all enjoying these daily briefings? I must say I am. Putin says that he hopes dialogue will continue on Ukraine. Really do. In his first public comments on the Ukraine crisis since December, Russian President Putin signaled that he is open to further dialogue and repeated an accusation that the United States is encouraging war. He's just off the chain. I see you, Liz Pryor. Good morning, Marion. Y'all, in Poland, the UK, and Ukraine is seeking a trilateral security pact with Poland and the United Kingdom, Ukrainian Prime Minister said. So that's happening. Y'all, U.S. officials, China failed to fulfill phase 1 of the trade deal commitments. The deputy U.S. trade representative said China failed to uphold its end of the January 2020 deal. Beijing had pledged to increase purchases of U.S. farm and manufactured goods, energy, and services by 200 billion above the 2017 levels during the 2020 and 2021. Y'all, in Japan, the government plans to make Tokyo a financial hub for Asian companies that are committed to achieving net zero emissions, a top Japanese official said. So all of this is happening, y'all. India announced its move towards regulating cryptocurrency. India announced that income from the transfer of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets will be taxed at 30%. Initially signaled that it would ban cryptocurrencies, but now plans to issue its own digital. So we got all that's happening as well. Now, y'all, the backgrounder discusses cryptocurrency, digital dollars, and the future of money. So there's a lot that's happening there. Y'all, I actually am trying to find somebody to come on to talk about all of this so that we have a greater understanding, because we don't want to be left behind. We want to be a part of the conversation. In Afghanistan, a United Nations Human Rights Office urged the Taliban to ensure the release of two women's rights activists and four other relatives who went missing in January. So that's happening in Afghanistan. And then finally, in the daily briefing, we have millions need food aid amid Horn of Africa drought. Y'all, more than 6 million people in Ethiopia are expected to need humanitarian aid by mid-March. The UN Children's Fund, that's UNICEF, said that the Horn of Africa suffers what could be the region's worst drought in 40 years. A group of Somali non-governmental organizations said more than 7 million Somalis also need aid. So y'all, as we are taking care of ourselves on this end, we also have to make sure we are taking care of our brothers and sisters. So we always are putting things out there to help people. We have a food insecurity problem here in the US, but as well as I'm reading here about the drought at the Horn of Africa, they need help as well. So y'all, that gives us the wrap up of our daily brief. Now, with what's going on in the weather, we need Judy Gore on here to talk about the weather, but since she's not here, let me talk about it. Yeah, listen, more than 109 million people are under winter precipitation alerts, and over 3.6 million are subject to cold temperature alerts as the U.S. faces another major winter storm after last weekend's New England blizzard. Y'all, this storm began dropping significant snowfall Wednesday and threatened to paralyze parts of the Midwest and South with ice, snow, and dangerously cold temperatures and power outages for days. More than 3,700 flights within, into, and out of the U.S. had been canceled as of Wednesday evening, according to flight tracker FlightAware. A number of airlines, including American, United, and Delta, issued waivers allowing travelers who may be affected by the storm to rebook their trips at no extra cost. Well, you would think that would be an automatic, right? Y'all, according to NBC News, the slow-moving storm is expected to affect much of the central and northeastern U.S. through this morning. Temperatures will be between 20 and 40 degrees below average over parts of the plains and Mississippi Valley, while temperatures in the Texas Panhandle are forecast to be in the single digits by Friday. The danger of losing power with this storm is heightened since extreme cold conditions are expected to persist for several days after the ice stops accumulating. Y'all, this is all coming from the Weather Prediction Center. I wanted to take the time to just talk about giving you that whole write-up there on the news. And again, we're just gonna have to have Judy Gore come on, because that girl sent us the bomb video on how she could be the weather person. But anyway, this weather storm is serious. So please, 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 please be careful. I see you coming in here, Davia. She said, looking forward to being snowed in. Me too, girl, but we gotta have a snowball fight. This is the kind of snow, Davia, where we can have a snowball fight. And we just live not like 5 minutes, 10 minutes apart, so we can start the snowball fight. I see you, Dr. Antoinette. I see you, Valerie. Good morning. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. Good morning. Good morning, Lori. All right, y'all. The Democrats aren't playing. The Dems warned GOP to steer clear of race during the Supreme Court fight. Yep, y'all, Senator Tim Kaine has a lot to say about that. He says Democrats are urging Republicans not to make the fight over President Joe Biden's pick to replace Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer about race, warning it could backfire for the party. Biden pledged to nominate the first Black woman to the Supreme Court, and Tim Kaine says, and I quote, trying to minimize a person because she happens to be a woman of color, I don't see that as much of a strategy. And trust me, y'all, I don't either. Tim Kaine's not playing. You know, if the Republicans start talking about race, we're going to see a big problem here. They're trying to get more people of color to join the Republican Party, but they don't need to do that. Nope, not at all. They don't need to do that at all. They should not make this about race. Davia says, feel that bomb I just threw at your face. This is going to be good. If we get this kind of snow, we got to do it, y'all. We got to do it. But yes, and thank you, Isaiah. Isaiah is just like really working the studio. Let's just give it up for him. But listen, y'all. Republicans are starting to put that out. Like, why should we just have somebody as a person of color, a female person of color? Why do we just going to make it political? Susan Collins says, and have a black woman as the Supreme Court? Why not? Why not? Why not? Seriously, y'all might want to watch that conversation for real. Now, y'all talking about race, NBC News is reporting that 6 tech-savvy juveniles have been identified as persons of interest by the FBI in threats to historically Black colleges and universities that appear to be racially motivated. More than a dozen historically Black colleges and universities received bomb threats on Tuesday, as y'all know, the first day of Black History Month, and then there were more again on yesterday. A law enforcement official said the FBI have identified 6 persons of interest around the country, which means they were not just in one location. All juveniles who are suspected of making the threats. The officials say they appear to be tech savvy, using sophisticated methods to try to disguise the source of the threats, which appear to have a racist motivation. Now, this is my commentary. I haven't read this anywhere. This is what I'm going to say about that. Now, remember, we had the previous occupant in Texas saying what he said when it comes to the Attorney General in Georgia, who is a Black female, Fannie Willis, and then the Attorney General in New York, which is Leticia James. He made that comment, and then all of a sudden HBCUs get attacked. I'm sorry, no conspiracy here. I'm just raising the question, are these motivated that way? And were juveniles intentionally used to do this, seeming that they're all over the country and not just in one place? Something that makes us think and talk. And speaking of that, I think there's a quick image we're going to put up of Whoopi, which y'all all know who she is. So Isaiah, put her up, and then you can take her back down. Y'all, Whoopi Goldberg, as y'all know, she's pretty much the lead on The View. On The View. Thank you, Isaiah. You can take her down. She's pretty much the lead on The View. She was suspended during Black History Month from The View over the Holocaust comments that she made. Now, right now, we're trying to work with getting someone. We're reaching out to a couple of rabbis to join us on Monday, if that's possible, or at least Tuesday, because we want to have the conversation. And the conversation is, was it that her comment was 100% false, half false, or half true? Or was it that she misspoke? What to it? So I've been having conversations with different people as well, saying, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, because she was suspended for 2 weeks after what I thought was an authentic apology. I don't know. I can't say who's being honest or not. Now, I've heard some apologies from people who just got caught, and then their apologies didn't sound too good. Hers seemed very authentic. She even has an authentic message on Twitter apologizing. If you go to her Twitter, if you have Twitter, if you go to her Twitter and start looking at I think she's up to maybe 1 million or so comments underneath her apology, you will see rabbis, you will see Jewish celebrities, you will see Jewish people talking about that her comment was not exactly false. So what is happening, and why can't we have this conversation? However, ABC did suspend her for 2 weeks for that. Let's talk. Now, hear me as I say this. I'm not just saying this because Whoopi Goldberg is a person of color, but if you follow her, she's pretty open and very diverse. So we should, make me pause and say, how often do I suspend or cut off other people because I don't want to hear what they have to say? Y'all, this cancel culture is real. Cherie says, I think she misspoke. She had tried to bring clarity to what she was trying to say. So even with that, Cherie, do we just excerpt? Now, hear me. We do that with other people. So we've been talking about Xing Joe Rogan on Spotify. It made me pause and think, well, do we just X him or do we have the conversation around what it is he's saying? Have we canceled too many people? And let me be honest. Let me be honest. Am I now thinking this because it's Whoopi? Well, I have no stake in Whoopi. So I don't think so. But it's making me see things differently. And here on News and Motion, we want to talk about things. Ron Robinson says, I think she misspoke. They did not need to suspend her. If I was her, I would not come back. Many people are thinking she's not going to come back. And many people are thinking that Joe Behar, if Whoopi doesn't come back, she will not come back. So then it leaves the question, what's going to happen with The View? Lori says people try to just cancel or get someone fired instead of having the conversation. Because I will say this, under her Twitter account, there are so many people, white and black and Asian, and I'm sure possibly Jewish, black people, Afghan, just all kinds of different people are on there saying, well, that's how I learned it in school. So we're trying to cancel having these different books in the libraries at school and being taught at school. Are we doing the wrong thing? Is this all a part of having this conversation to say we should not be canceling books and banning books in our school libraries? Y'all, there's so much that we can unpack here. And we're looking specifically for someone to come here and talk. I don't know. But she will be suspended for 2 weeks as of Wednesday. And Kim Godwin, who's she's an African American female, says that I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. So was her hand forced to do this? There's so much here that we can unpack, but that is what's happening. And I want us to stretch. I want us to learn. I want us to read this weekend. I want us to understand. Now, speaking of that, this book right here, I want everyone, if you don't have this book, to read this book. This book is called Word Slut, A Feminist Guide to Taking Back the English Language by Amanda Montell. This book is amazing. And I want you to read this because language, the way we describe things, the way we unpack things, this book right here is a game changer. It's a game changer. So just start thinking what we can do, because I do believe what Kim Edmondson says, it's a learning moment. It's a learning moment. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, hey, and again, I gave you factual information, and what I shared with that afterwards was what I believe is relevant commentary. Y'all, we are aggregated news, which means we pull news from different sources and then we unpack it. Now, here's the other thing that people were asking before I get off of Whoopi. The other thing that people have been asking is this. It's an opinion show. It's called The View. Was that not her view as her opinion? I don't know. But I can say for me, I started digging into it. I wanted to learn some stuff. Yeah, I got a professor right here in my house. So I asked the question. I said, tell me. So we've been talking about it, and he helped me connect some of these different pieces. I can't even do it justice, so I won't try to repeat it here. But that's how we pull things together. So yeah, I'm looking at some of y'all's comments. Yes, let me go on. Y'all, South Dakota legislator passes bill banning trans youth from sports. The South Dakota bill mandates that any youth competing on a female sports team must have female listed on their birth certificate near the time of the athlete's birth, essentially excluding transgender girls and women from competing. Republican Governor Kristi Noem is expected to sign the first such transgender sports bill to head to the governor's desk in 2022, and that's Huffington Post that's reporting. John Gore says, yes, a learning moment. Looking forward to hearing additional knowledge and understanding. Me too, John. I'm serious. I really want to unpack without the emotions, if we can do that. All right, y'all. Samsung, can y'all do this? Bam. Apple's in the news, y'all. Yes, and thank you, Apple, because I was tired of pulling down my mask to get my phone to turn on. Y'all, The Verge is reporting nearly 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic, Apple made Face ID useful again with iOS 15.4 by finally adding the ability to use the face unlock feature while wearing a face mask. Yep, it says I've been testing out the new iOS. These are people there in the Apple department beta for a few days, and I have been pleasantly surprised at how well Face ID works with a mask. In addition to simply enjoying being able to use your iPhone the way it was originally intended to work. Hello, somebody. Y'all, Apple, Samsung, can y'all do that? That's right. That's right. Team iPhone. Team iPhone. Instead of mashing those 6-digit codes or trying to take your gloves off to do the touch ID, it can go through your mask. Yeah. All right, y'all. We have a guest that's coming on the moment. Before I bring her on, y'all, it is Tokyo Olympic time. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? So look, if you're looking for something to watch at 4 p.m., there's curling on CNBC. At 4:30, these are all Eastern times, is hockey on USA. At 4:35 p.m., curling again on CNBC. 5 p.m., figure skating on CNBC. 7:15 is alpine skiing, excuse me, on CNBC. 8 p.m. is hockey, and that's on the USA channel. 9 p.m. is figure skating on NBC. 9:35 is curling on CNBC. To get the full schedule, we have that up here on the screen. So y'all, that's what's happening when it comes to the Olympics. Yep, we haven't been talking about it much because we didn't know if they were going to have it or not, but that is the schedule. Please check it out. All right, y'all, I'm going to bring on our new virtual assistant, Camille Hopkins, who is with us this morning. Y'all know this is Black History Month. This is Entrepreneurship Month. And so we're going to go ahead and bring her in the show right now. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, News and Motion family. Shout out to Isaiah for hooking it up. This is absolutely amazing. And I want y'all to know if Gail is doing something, it's a big deal. And I keep saying it. It's a big deal.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you. Now we're one of your clients. News and Motion is now one of your clients.
Yes.
You have what you call Pleasant Virtual Assisting Solutions.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's a virtual assistant business. Now, my first question is, because so many people have this question, what is a virtual assistant?
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me on here. I've been sitting on this idea for literally years. But a virtual assistant, basically, I complete administrative assistant tasks only virtually. Everybody knows we're in a pandemic, traditional jobs have moved to at home or just not meeting regularly in person. So everything that any regular administrative assistant would normally do, whether that's billing, making phone calls, setting up client calls, responding to emails, anything like that, I just do it from home or on my own schedule.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So what drew you to become a virtual assistant? What was it that said, "Oh, this is my passion. I want to do this." Can you share that with us? And the reason why I'm asking her this question, everyone, be thinking about this, because some of these questions are the same questions you should be asking yourself when you're looking at starting either a small business, being an entrepreneur, or a side hustle. So Camille, what drew you to become a virtual assistant?
So I had already been doing all these things, whether it's in my full-time job or just for people. Again, if you know Gail, she will push you in different avenues. So I've been doing all these things for free, and I'm just like, okay, it's a pandemic. Um, Gail also pushes multiple streams of income, and so I really just picked up on like, what can I be doing? What am I already good at? That I've been doing. I did in high school a legal office technology program. So I'm like, I'm already doing this. I already know how to transcribe. I know how to write emails, things like that, and just make the money from there.
Yep. Yeah, she was a part of, we did before the pandemic, we were doing Saturday sessions at the Westerville Library. Several women would come together and then we would talk, and we would go through like a Bible study. And Camille kept giving, I was like, why are you doing this free? What is your problem? You got to go put this out here. So I would literally push her. And I would say the same thing to all of you. We have to have multiple streams, because there are times that one thing will dry up, you have the next thing. Many of you don't know this. There's so many of you who were liking the necklaces and the pieces that I was wearing. I said, okay, I'm gonna just go get a vendor's license and go buy all these pieces up or whatever that looks like and put it out there. Well, it didn't do anything. It did a little thing for some of my friends during the Christmas season, but I had to rethink that and say, okay, this ain't working. So don't even be afraid to try something and be like, okay, that's not working, because you at least tried it to see if it works or not. And plus, it didn't go along with what I was doing with media. It was just something I was doing, which I can still do it, but I can throw it in my Poshmark closet in place of that. So can you tell me, like, who are some of your typical clients, Camille?
Sure. So I am specializing in supporting Black businesses, whether small, medium, large, whatever. I just think it's really important to support people who look like me. A lot of people don't think that they can do well, especially in that first, second year, super hard. I'm even, really going through that. Like, is this what I want to do? How much money do I want to put into it? So just kind of sitting down and walking with them. That has been like my motto. Like, I want to walk with people through whatever they're going through. So I really immerse myself in their business. So if Gail is like, hey, I want to do this, so something we're working on right now, I'm like, okay, this is my business too. Like, how can I walk with you and make sure we get this done? And it's not all about the money. It is about, building relationships, building one another up. You taught us that. So
Yeah, I believe in building. Y'all know that. I see Leah in here said she enjoyed those mornings at the library. She was in there with us as well. We would work. We would work.
yes.
When I say that, I'm not just saying that as in a boasting position, but my thing, yeah, but y'all should know this by now. I'm going to encourage and build up other people. So it was like, okay, so let's put together a business plan while we're sitting here. And we would write that. And then I would hold them accountable to come back the next week with that plan written. We would talk about the financial pieces of it and go from there. Something that you do, Camille, that I want you to share with the people in the time that we have. You're important. You have a love of supporting Black-owned businesses. Is there anything you regularly see within a Black business that you want to communicate or tell people they should put these things in place now?
So I'm also just beginning to, I haven't seen a whole lot, but I just encourage them to keep going. Like you said, just keep trying. Especially most of us hold on. I saw a meme, it's like, dear Black girl, Black man, like, don't just keep your ideas in your notes app for these iPhones. So I keep going. It's going to be tough. It's going to take money. It's going to take communicating. It's going to take networking. Keep going. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's time consuming. But just think about a year from now, something I could have been doing 3 years. I'm just starting. I, you think
But you
about all the
started.
time you think about so much time that you have wasted, but it's just like once you're finally doing it, you feel it in your heart and how motivating it is to, be with people. But to answer your question, one thing I do see is the inconsistency. I
Hmm.
know it for myself. Um, Starting something. So I have a client who is doing a podcast and really just walking with him to, you know, let's do this episode. Even if I have to be on the episode with you, asking questions, you can take my
Mhm.
voice off. I do. I do check in regularly, and this is like, again, not about the money. What are you
Mhm.
doing? Like, because we have a relationship. Like, what are we doing? What did you
Mhm.
work on this week?
Mhm.
What did you get done? Where do you want to be next week? We didn't do this. Okay. It's Saturday. What are we doing? I'm free. What you want to do? So
Yeah.
just helping them to be consistent. Again, it's a thing I'm walking through, but again, I'm walking with you through your business, through your life.
Right, right. Pastor Alex said, Reginald F. Lewis said, keep going no matter what. And I think that is so key. And that's what Camille is sharing here as well. Are there any questions from those who are viewing or tuning in? Please just put them in there. We have a few more minutes with Camille. And as you all are writing those questions in the chat, if you have any, Camille, how can someone get in touch with you if they're saying, yes, I need a virtual assistant? How could someone get in touch with you?
So the social media that I'm choosing to use is LinkedIn. And if you don't have a LinkedIn and you have a business, you need to get on there. It is the professional Facebook. There are so many different people on there that you can literally just message and, make that connection with. So I'm on LinkedIn, Camille Pleasant Hopkins. I'm also on Instagram. That's more of my personal life. So if you want to see what I'm doing, at Miss Camille, at Miss MS_KUHMIL. She's talking about that book phonetically. So at Miss Camille. But you can also email me. My email for my business is pleasantvasolutions@gmail.com.
All right, say that again real slow. And Marion or somebody, if y'all can put that in there. Say that again, her email.
So it's Pleasant, PLEASANTVA, and then solutions, SOLUTIONS @gmail.com.
So there you go. And we'll make sure that information is in there as well. I don't see any questions in here. How many, do you take a certain amount of clients at one time? What do they need to do? What would someone need to do to get started?
So if you're interested, you can definitely send me an email. I'll send you back some interest letter, as well as a questionnaire, just to kind of gauge what you want. Thank you so much for putting that in the chat for me. I'll gauge kind of what services you're looking for. I have a range of different things I'm offering right now, and then some to come. Right now, I have 2. So I'm looking this year to get about 5, but everybody needs something different. Some are like a little more. So of course with Gail, it's every week, every day, we're doing something together. But others, like my other client who is doing the podcast, is like twice a week. So
yeah, and one thing that I did for all of you who are just saying, okay, do I need an assistant or not? One thing that I did, I looked at what I am not great at doing. And that is, for me, first of all, I have like 5 emails. Don't ask. For different things. I have my author email, I have my personal email, I have news and motion email, I just have a lot of emails, but I use all of them. And we're coming to leave Davia's comment up there. We're coming back to that in a moment. And one thing that I did was like, okay, this is too much for me. So I need somebody to check the news and motion email. I need someone to help with the schedule, because now I'm being invited to all these different things. And guess what, y'all? As I'm talking about an invitation, I received a email yesterday asking me for Women's History Month. Would I take the space of being on the cover of a woman's business magazine? I was like,
yes.
What? So that is happening. But I have all these different things coming in. So that's where Camille comes in to help take some of that load, and it's going to help expand the business. And already we're seeing a difference because of her taking that time and saying, this is news and motion, and these are the areas I'm working on. Davia said, would updating a professional profile be something you would do?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and reach out to me, and we can talk specifics on, what you're looking for. I do have connections to different photographers if you're looking for that as well.
So see, I love that. And y'all, I have to say this too. Again, this is an entire platform to connect people. Yesterday, I know Cassandra Tarver was on here. Afterwards, the guests are still in the virtual space, green room. Well, Isaiah and Cassandra connected. And for one of Cassandra's event, guess who she reached out to? It was Isaiah. So y'all, that is what we're doing here. And this is the part that I love. I just love it. John says, smart, bring someone that has skill set you don't have but need. Yes. Leah says, here's another question. Do you help with resume writing, or do you have a Black-owned business you can refer to for that service?
Yes, I have another business that will do that for you. I can give you the basic, but I definitely know someone who could do the best work for you.
Thank you for that. So y'all reach out to her. Again, that email, and I lost the email. So Isaiah, if you can find somebody and put that one back up there, her email on how to reach her. Thank you. PleasantVASolutions@gmail.com. Again, that's PleasantVASolutions vasolutions@gmail.com. Listen, don't sleep on her. Seriously, y'all. This is how we build. This is how we partner. This is how we collaborate. And this is what makes a difference. Camille will be one of the people who will be serving as a mentor. She may also be one of the people that want to receive information. So she's on that list as well. So we're just so excited. So thank you so much for Camille for coming on and for doing all the work you're doing here on News in Motion and helping to support other Black-owned businesses. Bless you, sister. Bless you.
Yes, ma'am. You guys have a great day.
You too. Yes, so y'all check her out. Be sure to do that. Y'all, the inspirational message. I receive emails in the morning with different scriptures. And I think Dr. Antoinette receives one from this one as well. But the scripture says, the scripture says he tends his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms and carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those that have young. And the key word I want to pull out today is he gently leads. He gently leads. Some of us need to check ourselves to make sure we are gently leading others. Some people can't handle the force or the assertiveness. Now, some of us, I'm included, I can be assertive as well. And I can say, come on, you can do that. But I usually do that with people I know who can handle that type of engagement. But for many people, we have to lead gently. We have to give them small nudges along the way to get them to where we want them to go. We need to ask questions. We need to, I shouldn't say need, I encourage us to start leading people through asking questions. Asking a question as, how may I serve you? How can I help? Is there anything you need? I see you're doing XYZ when it comes to your design business. Is there any room that there may be a space where someone could come in and just give you some suggestions? Again, I want to go back to Lori Wallace. Y'all, these books, and I switched them the other day, they're selling because people are seeing them on the replay or live. But that came from Lori, who called me up. And Lori, I hope you don't mind me sharing our conversation. I won't share the whole conversation, but Lori, she sent me a text message first because she has my personal cell phone. She says, hey, do you mind if we can talk a little bit today if you have opportunity? And I text her, yeah, girl, what's up? And so then we ended up on the phone and she was slow walking. I was like, girl, what you want? Because y'all know me by now. And she says, listen, here's just a few suggestions. God told me to do this, God. And and I know because of her person, I know she didn't just say that. I know God really spoke to her. And her gifting came through that. And she just began to say, try this, do this, do this. I think, this is just my eye. This is what I see. And from my screen, I'm thinking you're seeing something else from what I see every morning. But she explained to me, she took pictures. She took pictures from her cell phone of the live broadcast and sent me. And I said, wow, I didn't know that's what y'all see on that end, because I always see the other side. And so I said, yeah, sure. So it took me a few days and time to figure out how I was going to do it. And then I was like, okay, what about this? She goes, much better. That's good. Okay, you got it. That's gently leading. Y'all, that's what we should do with one another. And here's the other side of this inspirational message. If there's a relationship that you have with someone and they're reaching out to you to get you to do something different and to encourage you, don't be offended. Y'all, everything's not personal. There are people out here wanting to see you soar. They're wanting to see you succeed. So make sure you are a person who's able to receive what someone's sharing. Now, the key word that I said there was having a relationship with them. So you want to build a relationship. You can't come off the pavement and just say, boom, this is what I think you should do. Because my response and other people's response would be, I don't know you. It's like, I don't even know who you are. Why would you tell me this? So build that relationship. Get an understanding of why they're doing what they do. But when you have that clearance, make sure you're saying it. Make sure you're receiving it. Y'all, it is icy out here. Listen, so for those of you who have snow this weekend, I want you to have fun. I want you to act like a child again. Like right now, this morning, I got hot chocolate. There's hot chocolate in here. I put a little bit of caramel in here too. Go sledding. I can't wait. I can't wait. Look, I'm old. Well, I'm not really old. I'm 56 and I still am young at heart. Seriously. My husband says to me all the time, he goes, you act like a little kid. Like this morning, I'm like looking out the window. He said, that's what a little kid would do. And I do. And I think that's what keeps me young. Go sledding. Listen, if y'all got a heel, let me know. I want to go sledding too. Have a snowball fight. I keep thinking about that snowball fight in New York. They were having a blast last week and have a snowball fight. Make snow angels. Y'all get in the snow. Enjoy the snow. It's not just to look at. It's to have fun with. Help someone who's unable to shovel their walkway. Shovel their driveway. I was in the Nextdoor app and I'm already seeing elderly people saying, I'm going to need some help if there's anyone who could help me. So if you're in a neighborhood, don't ask for money. Just go and do it. Y'all be safe out there. Be safe out there. Y'all know what I say, y'all. COVID is still here. We may not be talking about it as much, excuse me, but COVID is still out here. It is. So y'all stay safe, wear your mask, practice social distancing, wash your hands. And y'all know what I say. Make bold moves until Monday, y'all. Until Monday. I am your host, Gail Dudley. I have had fun this week. Next week, we're going to bring some more people up here to introduce you to. If you're available, join us live. If not, be sure to check us out. In the replay. Thank you, Isaiah. Isaiah keeps putting up here. He's like, look here, Patreon. Y'all see, he did that yesterday too, right? Let me talk real quick about Patreon. Let's go back to Whoopi just for a moment. Here on this digital news broadcast, we don't necessarily have sponsors at this time. We don't. And one reason why I resist some sponsors is because what they ask me either not to say or what I can say. And I don't want anyone suppressing or oppressing my voice. And so I've been reluctant to do it. But if we continue to have people that are giving a monthly membership of $15 in Patreon, we can continue to bring you this news with our relevant commentary. The factual news, of course, and then I stop, as y'all see the flow, and I talk about it. Now, I freely say buttercup. I freely say things that maybe someone on MSNBC or Fox or CBS or PBS can't say because the sponsor controls that. So I want you to partner with us. I want you to partner. What you're doing is you are helping me. You are allowing us to continue to put the news forward. And if you say, well, you know what? I don't necessarily want to do a monthly thing. I just want to invest in you. I just want to freely give to you. Now, we are not a 501c3. We are going to begin to partner with, and y'all heard me talk about this at the end of last year, and then it was Christmas, and then it was the first of the month, and y'all know my mom has been in the hospital, with Al Edmonds. That's Kim Edmondson's husband, who has a nonprofit. So we are going to start having that discussion. But right now, if you want to say, you know what, Gail, I see what you're doing. I see the consistency here. I just want to write you a check. Trust me, call me up, email me. You can email me at newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com and say, hey, I want to invest in you. We want to continue to have the free voice here. That's what we want to do. We want to continue to have the free voice here. So now that I got that out the way, I will see y'all on Monday. By the way, y'all, send Isaiah some love. Send him some love. He rocked it out today. He'll be back with me on Monday as well. We're out of here. That was great, Isaiah. Perfect timing.